Hello all. The second session about the sedative and hypnotics. In the first session, we have discussed about two group of drugs which are used as a sedative and hypnotics, that is benzodiazepines and barbiturates. In this session, we discussed about non-benzodiazepine derivatives, their therapeutic uses of sedative and hypnotics, and the pharmacological basis and the use of benzodiazepine antagonist, that is flumazenil, and the role of other drugs as a sedative and hypnotics. Non-benzodiazepine hypnotics or non-benzodiazepine derivatives. These are the drugs, they differ from the benzodiazepine, but what we can say that they act as a agonist on the benzodiazepine receptor. Their action is completely antagonized by benzodiazepine antagonist, that is flumazenil. So we can say that they are differ from the benzodiazepine, but their action is generated through binding with the benzodiazepine receptor. Non-benzodiazepine hypnotics act specifically on an alpha-1 subunit of benzodiazepine receptor, that is chloride channel receptor, with which they bind and produce hypnotic and amnestic action. So primary action which is generated is hypnotic action is generated. Other action like anti-anxiety, muscle relaxation, anti-convulsion action which produce with the benzodiazepine derivative, they are less observed with the non-benzodiazepine derivatives. Another beneficial feature of non-benzodiazepine derivatives is that they have a lower abuse potential than the benzodiazepine. They have a shorter duration of action. Due to that, they are preferred over benzodiazepine for a treatment of insomnia. So, some advantages are there associated with the non-benzodiazepine hypnotics. Congeners, one of them is zopiclone. It is a first known benzodiazepine hypnotic which act as an agonist at a benzodiazepine receptor, which specifically involved in a hypnotic action. It does not alter REM sleep, and it can prolong the stage 3 as well as a stage 4 sleep. It is used for those who are taking a regular benzodiazepine. To wean off a benzodiazepine, zopiclone can be used for that purpose. As well, it is also indicated for the short term, that is less than 2 weeks treatment of insomnia. So we can say that zopiclone primarily be indicated for the short term treatment of insomnia, where it is given in a dose of 7.5 milligram at bedtime. Second one is zopiclone. It is an active S enantiomer of zopiclone. It increases a total sleep time mainly by prolonging a stage 2 sleep. And when we can say that it having primarily action at a stage 2, there is a minimum effect on a sleep pattern which is not altered if it is used for a short term purpose or it is used for a long term for a chronic use of zopiclone. It is indicated for a short term as well as for a chronic insomnia, where it is given in a dose of 2 to 3 milligram at bedtime. Congener is zolpidem. It is a selective benzodiazepine receptor agonist with hypnotic action. In comparison with the other known benzodiazepine derivatives, zolpidem have a various advantages, like there is a no effect on a slow wave sleep. It produces a minimum residual daytime sedation. So daytime sedation is not, we can say that it is not produced with the zolpidem. So the drowsiness and other symptoms which are associated on a second day, that cannot be produced. There is a less chance to reduce the hypnotic action on repeated nightly uses, and there is a no, or we can say little rebound insomnia on discontinuation. So almost we can say that the prefer or ideal hypnotic having the characteristic is as like a zolpidem. So it cannot alter the pattern. There is a no residual sedation on the next day. It cannot produce what we can say that there is a no abuse liability. There is a no any rebound symptoms were produced, and there is a no development of tolerance with the repeated use of zolpidem. So it is indicated for a short term use, that is uh, 1 to 2 week in the person who are having a sleep onset insomnia as well as for intermittent awakening, where it is given in a dose of 5 to 10 milligram at bedtime, and half the dose is used for elderly people. Another container is salpilon. It is the shortest acting newer non-benzodiazepine hypnotic. It is effective in a sleep onset insomnia where it does not prolong a total sleep time, as well as it cannot alter an REM or REM sleep, where it is given in a dose of 5 to 10 milligram at bedtime. So for a, what we can say that being a shortest taking newer container, it is helpful for the person who are having a sleep onset difficulty. We have discussed about the barbiturates, non-benzodiazepine derivatives, and the benzodiazepine derivatives. Now, what are the therapeutic application? Out of all these three groups, barbiturate use of barbiturate as a sedative and hypnotics are reduced because both the group benzodiazepine and the non-benzodiazepine derivatives are better than the barbiturate derivatives. So primarily these two group, and what are their therapeutic uses? Primary focus is on as in sedative and hypnotic. First, their use in insomnia. Nowadays, it is a common problem due to increased stress or anxiety, or there are various factors which could contribute to insomnia, like there is a change in a lifestyle, there is a change, there is an unsuitable sleep environment, like if there is extreme temperature, there is a noise, where there is a too bright room. So there are so many factors which ultimately leads to development of insomnia. So whenever any of this factor is contributing for a development of insomnia, there are several non-pharmacological measures may helpful to overcome insomnia. So these non-pharmacological measures like regular bedtime, avoiding naps during daytime, avoid stimulants like coffee, adequate exercise or a physical activity during a day, proper food habit, or following relaxation or meditation technique before sleeping. So whenever a person having initially starting with the insomnia, if person can follow this non-pharmacological measures, it may overcome insomnia, and the use of sedative and hypnotics can reduced. Say that when such measures fail, drug may be needed to induce a sleep. For that, benzodiazepine or newer non-benzodiazepine derivatives are the hypnotic of choice. And when we can say that a hypnotic which is used for a treatment of insomnia, an ideal hypnotic should be fast acting. It produces adequate duration of sleep just like a natural sleep with minimum or no hangover effect. So when we have to select any specific hypnotic drug, this characteristic should be in our mind while selecting a specific drug. So on the basis of that, insomnia has been divided into three different categories. First one is a transient insomnia. It may be due to acute stress or air travel to a new time zone, or there is a sudden change in a place, or there is a jet lag. Any of these causes may lead to development of transient ischemia. It could last for few days, usually less than 3 days. A low dose of shorter acting hypnotics may be given for 2 to 3 days or as and when required. And for that, newer non-benzodiazepine hypnotics are more popular. It, that popularity is because they having rapid onset of action. There is a minimal next day impairment, so the drowsiness and all this effect on next day is less observed, and there is the absence of accumulation on repeated nightly use. So it is better to use a shorter acting, or we can say that shorter acting newer non benzodiazepine derivatives. Second is short term insomnia. It may last for 2 to 3 weeks, and it is due to stressful situation, maybe at a workplace, and maybe in a family life, or it may be because of any terminal illness. So for that, short acting hypnotics may be required for a maximum of 2 to 3 weeks, and then there is a gradually withdrawal with a good sleep hygiene, exercise, and other non-pharmacological measures should be tried just to avoid a regular use of sedative and hypnotics. And the third one, long-term or a chronic insomnia. Uh, Whenever there is a chronic insomnia, it need a proper evaluation to find out the cause. It could be due to secondary or to a variety of causes, including chronic alcoholism, drug dependence, maybe because of sleep apnea, a person who are taking certain drugs, or there is a food habit may lead to nocturnal hyperacidity or any psychiatric illness. Any of these causes may lead to a long-term insomnia. So for that, non-pharmacological measures should be given a first priority, and if required, a hypnotic may be given intermittently once in a 2 to 3 days. And when we can say that as a sleep apnea is aggravated by the benzodiazepine and other hypnotics, they are contraindicated in this patient. So we can say that the person who are having any illness, the one of the primary illness is any sleep apnea, and if you to induce a sleep, if you are using benzodiazepine derivative, it can aggravate that. So that is a contraindication. So these are the uses of benzodiazepine or non-benzodiazepine derivatives in an insomnia. Additionally, they are also used. There are list of indication. It can be used for anxiety as anticonvulsant, muscle relaxant, pre-anesthetic medication, general anesthesia, for to perform any minor procedure, and during alcohol withdrawal. So we are not going in much detail about the therapeutic application. Our primary focus is on insomnia. Then whenever there is a excessive dose of benzodiazepine, to reverse the symptoms of that, benzodiazepine antagonist like flumazenil can be used. So it is a competitive antagonist at the benzodiazepine receptor. It compete for the same binding site as the benzodiazepine on a GABA receptor complex, where it block the effect of benzodiazepine. Along with that, it also block the effect of non-benzodiazepine derivatives and some inverse agonist effect. All the effect can be blocked by using flumazenil. So where flumazenil is given by intravenous administration, it starts its action in a seconds and it lasts for 1 to 2 hours. Its elimination half-life is 1 hour due to its rapidly metabolized. So we can say that when flumazenil is used to overcome the effect of benzodiazepine, their action is last only for 1 to 2 hours. If it is required, you have to repeat the dose uh, to achieve a maximum beneficial effect. Therapeutic uses of flumazenil. First, to reverse the benzodiazepine induced anesthesia. Patients who are anesthetized or sedated with the benzodiazepine may uh, needed, or when we want to overcome that anesthetic effect, if flumazenil is administered, person may wake up, get oriented and regain a motor control within a 1 minute of intravenous administration of zero point 0.3 to 1 milligram of flumazenil. So when the person underwent for any short procedure, some diagnostic procedure, at that time, if benzodiazepine is used for a sedative purpose or anesthetic purpose, to overcome that effect, flumazenil can rapidly revert that action. Resedation can also be produced because its action is last for 1 hour, 1 to 2 hours. So there is a chance that the resedation can occur within a 1 hour. So it may require a supplemental dose of flumazenil may be required, and this is one indication of flumazenil. Second is for a treatment of benzodiazepine overdose. Majority of the patient who having a benzodiazepine overdose may require, uh, along with the antidote, they may require supportive measures like patient airway, maintenance of blood pressure, maintenance of cardiac and renal function, that can be maintained along with the antidote, that is flumazenil. So where the flumazenil 0.2 milligram per minute injected IV till the patient gain consciousness. Flumazenil can also block the hypnotic effect of non-benzodiazepine derivative. So if overdose of non-benzodiazepine derivatives were produced, again antidote used is a flumazenil. Other drugs which include, one is melatonin and its congener. Melatonin is the hormone which is secreted by the pineal gland, and it is known to regulate the sleep cycle. It is secreted at night and it plays an important role in the circadian rhythm. So when you can say that it is basically regulate the sleep, its level rise and fall according with the increased level. When you can say that by the time of evening, gradually the level of melatonin is increased. So it acts on the what we can say that melatonin, it acts on a melatonin receptor MT1, which specifically mediate the sleep, and it also act on a second type of receptor, that is MT2, which basically involved in a circadian rhythm. So melatonin can improve the sleep and helps in withdrawing benzodiazepine after a long-term use. So where it is given orally at bedtime in a dose of 2 to 10 milligram. So as such, it is a hormone which is secreted and it can regulate the sleep pattern. So if melatonin or its congener, if they were administered, they produce a similar action as a melatonin. So it is indicated in a various condition. First is as a hypnotic for a short period, and uh, for a short period of time, melatonin or its congener can be used, where it is also helpful to withdraw a hypnotics in those person who are dependent on benzodiazepine derivatives. They can also be used for a treatment of jet lag, where the symptoms of jet lag can be overcome by using a melatonin derivative for a shorter period of time as well. They are helpful in treatment of aging. The secretion of melatonin decreases with the age, and therefore it is supplemented with the hope that it retards aging. So if melatonin congener were administered, there is a retardation of aging process. Second one is Ramiltion. It is a agonist of the melatonin receptor. The advantage of Ramiltion is that it does not modify the sleep pattern, as well as it cannot produce a rebound insomnia or other withdrawal symptom. So if it is used for a shorter period of time, or if it is used for the longer period of time, and if the withdrawn it rebound symptoms cannot be associated. It is also useful in a chronic insomnia with no known abuse liability in a dose of 8 milligram 30 minutes before going to a bed. So advantage is that only the no, there is a no any abuse potential, or there is a no any withdrawal symptoms are produced. Only thing is that it is metabolized by um, microsomal enzyme. The duration of action is prolonged by those drugs which can inhibit that microsomal enzyme family. And the last one is orexin receptor antagonist. Orexin is a neurotransmitter in a CNS. It acts on the receptor orexin 1 and orexin 2 receptor. Basically, with it controls wakefulness. When we can say that orexin level are high in the day and it is low at a night time, so it control a wakefulness. If orexin receptor antagonists like suraxant are used, it blocks the receptor and prevent the binding of orexin. So we can say that it blocks the binding of wake promoting neurotransmitter, that is orexin, and it is useful for a treatment of insomnia. When we can say that uh, it is basically helpful for those person who have which may require a long-term treatment where the chronic insomnia is associated. Orexin is one of the drug to be administered in a dose of 10 milligram at bedtime. So this is all about the different sedative and hypnotics. Primary two groups were there, benzodiazepine and barbiturate. Others include non-benzodiazepine derivatives and other drugs which are producing their action by binding with their own specific receptor. So in a summary, you can say that for the treatment of sleep onset problem, first drug of choice is zolpidem, zopiclone or ramiltion, or the person who are having for the treatment of sleep onset as well as for a maintenance therapy. First drug of choice is controlled release zolpidem or S-zopiclone, and the second choice is benzodiazepine. Longer acting benzodiazepine, specifically the alprazolam like drug, produce a daytime drowsiness. So the long term use of such drug should be avoided. When the benzodiazepine derivatives used for a prolonged period of time, they are likely to produce cognitive impairment. Amnesia is one of the problems which is associated with the benzodiazepine derivative. And lastly, we can say that when there is a when we are using our drugs, sedative and hypnotics, uh, it is better to try a non-pharmacological measures to optimizing a sleep hygiene, and along with that, if cognitive behavioral therapy can be tried, that can be helpful to maintain a sleep without any other complication. So this is all about sedative and hypnotics. Thank you.